Aloha, hey, it's Julie Ziemelis, 365 Hawaii and 365 Hawaii team with Real Broker. And I'm here today with
Amber Haley with Real Broker.
And today we are actually in a house in HPP doing our East Hawaii market update for May 2024. And Amber's going to talk a little bit about this beautiful house we're actually sitting in before we jump into the stats. And then we're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on in East Hawaii. And then we're also going to give you a little bit of something that happened with us today. That's the reason why we were going to make this live on Facebook, but we're a little late because we had a little adventure, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that in a bit. But first, let's talk about this beautiful house we're sitting in.
Okay, so fun fact. Usually when we do these updates, you guys might have picked up on this, I'm usually giving an East Hawaii market update in West Hawaii.
As the sun's setting and talking about it.
Yes, and today they came out to East Hawaii. So we are giving you East Hawaii real estate in East Hawaii. Literally in East Hawaii, we are in a neighborhood called Hawaiian Paradise Park, or affectionately called HPP. And it is a giant neighborhood. So it's kind of like its own town in a way. It's actually the second largest subdivision in the United States that has private roads. Did you guys know that?
Are you the second biggest subdivision?
Yeah.
Because the first one is
Hawaiian Ocean View Estates,
right,
which is
so,
also on the Big Island.
So that's how big our island is, that we have two of the biggest, largest subdivisions.
Yes.
How many parcels do you think?
I used to know the exact number. It's like approximately ballpark 8,000 something. It's on their website.
Okay. But it's thousands of
it's huge. It is huge.
Thousands of homes.
Yes. And so most of the properties, just like the one that we are sitting in right now, are on 1 acre parcels. That is your standard in this neighborhood of Hawaiian Paradise Park. So we are sitting in a new construction. It was technically built in 2023, but it's a brand new home, never been lived on. It just came back on the market in the last week, so it is a fresh listing right now. And this is a 4-bedroom house. Mm-hmm. I look at a lot of homes in Hawaiian Paradise Park. I have a lot of buyers and sellers who live in this area. It's a really popular neighborhood because it is still very affordable compared to West Hawaii. Mm-hmm. This home is priced at $699,000. And that is quite a bit lower than your median home price.
This would be a $1.3 million house in West Hawaii.
Yes. You are coming to the Big Island for the first time and buying real estate for the first time. This is still a house that is on water catchment tank here. So this one has a 10,000 gallon brand new catchment tank with a pump and a filtration system, which is what you'll see standard on houses here. If you're looking even at a lower price point than $699, there are a good amount of homes below that. You can even get some new construction below that. And HPP's got such a wide range. So if new construction isn't your style, older homes as well. The lowest listing, I think it's still the same as last month when we did this market update, but it's at under $200,000 for an unpermitted geodesic dome.
Okay.
And then there is on the higher end in HPP a listing right now over $2 million. So there is quite a range. There's something for everybody. If you're looking at East Hawaii, I would definitely consider Hawaiian Paradise Park.
Right, and it's an office on 3, so you can get insurance.
Yes, that is huge. That's a big reason why this neighborhood is so popular right now.
Okay, so now you got a chance to see what kind of house that you can get here for this amount. So let's see what's going on with the housing market statistics.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit of stats. So HPP, or Hawaiian Paradise Park, is located in the Puna district. So that's where we're at right now. So we'll start with Puna. So in Puna, we are going to talk about all of the sales. We'll focus on like the whole last month that we had, right? For our kind of snapshot of the market. So in the Puna district, 78 single family homes sold last month. And that is actually a lot more than the month before. It was 55. And then if we look back at a year, it was 73. So we had a high sales month in the month of April.
Yeah, April.
Wow, can't believe April, because now we're in May. So home sales seem to be picking up. Now our median price in Puna is $395,000. That's actually gone up from when we were talking last month, where it was $360,000, and it's even up a little bit from a year ago, where it was $350,000. So it's gone up. That's good news if you bought. If you are still going to buy, the good news is that's still pretty low for the state of Hawaii. So again, Hawaiian Paradise Park, a new construction is going to cost you more than the median price for the whole district. But
you get permits, you get brand new construction, And again, you always get those nice little acre lots that, you know, it's funny you were talking about the acre lots, that some of these houses, the older houses, are on very vegetated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where a lot of these newer houses have been actually been scraped of the vegetation. And so, again, if you like, you know, more mature landscaping and stuff, you can probably find a house probably in the 400s, 500s.
Yes, you can. You can in Hawaiian Paradise Park. And the key thing is the Lava Zone 3 thing that we mentioned as well. But yeah, so if you are like browsing online and you're looking at a lot of the new construction, you will see just what Julie was talking about. A lot of times the builders, I think it's like the most cost effective way for them to do the construction. They will like clear the lot and then kind of start over. And so they'll oftentimes still be like red cinder down. So for some people, they love that because they don't want a super grown in lot, or they want to really do their own landscaping. And you know, stuff grows pretty fast here. You can haul in some great Hamakua soil and build up and grow all kinds of things. It's like a great climate if you love to grow tropical fruit. You can just go nuts on your lot. But some people like the maintenance of like lower maintenance without like trees and everything all around their house. So you get a fresh, clean slate when you have newer construction. So this builder started a little bit of landscaping and put in the lawn, which is kind of nice, but it is still a pretty blank slate for anybody. But then, yeah, some people will want the really, you know, grown in,
and the
mature landscaping.
and the shrubs and everything else.
Yeah.
In fact, one of our friends, their buying anniversary was next week, and you know, our friends down, and they live over on about a half mile from here. No, a little more than that, about a mile. But they have finished putting in the hardscape around their neighborhood, down their house, with the gates that aren't cheap, and with the lava walls, which are not cheap. But they have done an amazing job of making it look like a beautiful landscaped, you know, home. And they had just red sand cinder when they first moved here a year ago.
Yeah.
And so, you know, make it your own. But anyway, so that's HPP.
That's HPP. So as far as like days on market go, like how long the property is sitting, right now in the Puna district, 65 days on market is the average. So that is just up. That's up 1 day from last month. It was 64. And then a year ago, it was also 64. So slightly longer, but not really that different. About the same. And list to sales price is 92.98%. So maybe we'll call it 93%. So you get the 7%
discount.
7% discount. Now that is closer to list price than when we did this market update a month ago, where it was like closer to 90%.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So the homes sold for a higher median sales price in Puna, more homes sold as well, and closer to list price. So
that means sellers are starting to get a little bit better in terms of pricing.
Yeah,
right, the first time.
It probably means that, or just a little bit more buyer demand here. There could be a lot of different reasons for that.
Yeah.
But those are your Puna stats. And now we'll move to the South Hilo district. Not as many transactions and changing of real estate ever in the Hilo district compared to Puna, because this is where most of the real estate on the island is.
Because they're building more homes.
We're building homes over here. But in South Hilo, there were 20 single family homes. So like Hilo Town, those neighborhoods around Hilo Town, that's the kind of the area that we're talking about. 20 single family homes sold, and that is the same as last month. A year ago, it was 14. So it's up from a year ago, but otherwise Hilo's about same on track. The median home value in Hilo is always higher than the Puna district. Hilo is Lava Zone 3, by the way. It's all Lava Zone 3. So $538,500 median sales price of those 14 homes that closed. So that's actually down a little bit from last month, where it was $607,500.
Yeah.
And let's see, a year ago it was $430,000. If you can believe that. So it's up quite a bit from a year ago.
Yeah.
When there was 14 homes that sold.
Right. So that basically is following the national home trend.
Yeah.
That they're saying that just there's more housing coming on the market. However, there's still pent up demand, which keeps the prices high. And then also with the interest rates going up, there are some buyers who are pulled out of the market.
Yeah.
So I think that we're kind of seeing that across the board.
Yeah. I mean, those interest rates really affect things.
I know.
Like it really comes down to your monthly payment, and when that interest rate is higher, I mean, if you do the calculations on that, that really changes your buying power.
Yeah, yeah. But we did talk to our mortgage guy, and he said that and this is kind of like the strategy is now that before we're thinking, okay, they're going to do 4 different rate cuts this year. That's not going to happen. If we get one, it's not going to probably happen until December. So they did say though that while people are obviously what we're talking about here, where they're 90%, 92%, discount on housing, and you get a chance to actually look at houses for a long time before they go off market. That to buy now, actually, when it's not so crazy, is actually a good idea if you can afford it. And then refinance when they invariably bring the rates down, hopefully next year.
Yeah,
It's a strategy.
Yeah, there's different strategies and schools of thought, and that is true. I mean, when the rates go down, the buyers jump in.
That's right.
You know, all this competition, the prices go. So yeah, and if ultimately, like, for most people, it comes down to do you need to buy or sell right now? Like that's when you should do it. If you can afford it and you need to buy or sell, we're gonna help give you the best strategy for whatever market we're in. So. Okay, let's see. Let's talk a little more stats for Hilo. So list to sales price and days on market. So days on market, it's pretty similar to Puna. Puna was 65 days. Hilo is 61.
It used to be like 30, like 2 years ago, right?
I mean, last month it was 82. So
Jeez, okay, that's a long time.
That was a long time. A year ago it was 54. But we did have some months in Hilo where things were
like
selling so fast. So that's where our days on market are. In general, things in Hilo that are like priced well, just because supply and demand, there's less of it. Some people really want to live in Hilo. Those do, go fast if they're priced correctly. A lot of times in Hilo, so it's usually less days on market than Puna, and that is what we are seeing right now. List to sales price is almost exactly the same as Puna. It's 92.93%.
I'm telling you guys, 8% sale on housing.
Yeah, so that's looking the same. A month ago, it was 90, and a year ago it was like 92. So we are getting closer as far as the stats go to the list of sales price, which might just be people are pricing.
Yeah. Well, and again, but okay, that's the median in terms. But you're saying that because I think this is true that houses can leave the market within 1 or 2 days if it's a well-priced home that people really want Hilo, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's because it's such a high demand because of the job opportunities and next to the schools and next to the hospitals, that if you see something, you got to go for it. So,
and I can't emphasize enough, because I have been a licensed real estate agent in another state. I do have, and I network with a lot of agents in different states. So while I'm not an expert everywhere, I will say, like, probably more than most markets. So if you're coming from a different market, homes here they're just very unique. And so the situation, like, per home and like the strategy that I would recommend to you as like your buyer's agent is going to be very specific to that particular house, because we just like have a lot of nuances here. And, sometimes things are, priced incorrectly, or there's something else going on, like a lava zone or a permitting issue, or there's a certain motivation from the seller or, on the buy side. So it is like really specific, and homes are not super comparable to each other, even in the same neighborhood. Like I mentioned, the lowest listing in this neighborhood is under $200,000, and the highest one is over $2 million. Same neighborhood. And I think a lot of places and a lot of markets, like, that's not really the case.
Right.
So it is so, I think, valuable to be aligned with like a good real estate agent who can look very specifically at a certain property with you and talk strategy. We're talking general.
Right.
Every house is different.
And I say this, if you guys watch this every now and then, East Hawaii, and really a lot of neighborhoods on this island, they're so specific about what's happening with microclimates, what's happening with jobs and housing and everything else. Using an agent that understands the neighborhoods is extremely important. We saw a gentleman coming over from Oahu to sell a house recently, and I'm like, how can you don't even know the neighborhood. So if you guys are thinking you're saving some money or something by trying to get somebody who's willing to fly over here and sell you a house, it's not worth it, because you're losing opportunities where something might be a really hot neighborhood and they don't know the difference. And then something could be a dog and they don't know the difference. And so, seriously, that's another reason why we come all the way over here to do with Amber, because we want you guys to be able to meet an expert in the neighborhood in which you're actually thinking about buying. I think it's just really important.
Yeah, and I think East Hawaii is such a unique place to live.
And you gotta know the lava zones, and you gotta understand what's happening with neighborhoods. And like even like I think livability is important, and you know what the new businesses are coming up. You know what's going on with new, like the shopping center, Puna. Yeah, and just the different things that take into consideration what's it like to actually feel like you're living here. And you know, and it's you guys, I hate to say this, but it's true that if you're thinking about you need a Costco or you need to be next to a town center, HPP is kind of not that far. I mean, not that close to a town center. So just because the housing's not that expensive, if it drives you insane to drive 25, 35, 40 minutes to get your culture on, that might not be the place you want to be, but someone can sell you this thinking it's this close.
Yeah, it's true. And even 30 minutes is
okay. So
and depending, I'll just put it this way: the most hopping place on a Friday night in Hilo, which is the closest, like probably place with anything going on a Friday night, is Target.
Target?
It's like nothing. Everyone's at Target at like 9:30 p.m. on a Friday. There's not a lot going on. Not to say like there's a ton of nightlife in Kona, but there is more going on. So
there's not a lot going on in this entire island.
Yeah.
So you really get up early in the morning and go for a run.
That's so.
But okay. So what else do they need to know real quick about maybe what's happening with the market strategies that you would have? So you have a way that if people want to come, they can come and actually drive in this neighborhood, and you'll give them neighborhood tours.
Yeah. And honestly, I recommend, because I work with a lot of people who are relocating, and they will come out, either for a scouting trip or like we got to find the house. And a good thing to do before you even go meet with an agent and go in houses and look at them is to just do a driving tour of neighborhoods, especially if you've never been to or spent a lot of time in like a neighborhood like Hawaiian Paradise Park. Because what I have noticed, and it's very understandable, is like people have an idea in their head if they've only been looking online or they just think Hawaii, and then they come to these different neighborhoods and it's not at all what they were expecting. And you couldn't really rule that out from scrolling Zillow all day. So just driving the neighborhoods, and it might be because you don't like the rough roads, or you realize, oh, this is all agriculturally zoned and I'm seeing like a rooster farm here. Or you know what, like actually the climate here is not exactly what I thought it would be. I was picturing something different in my mind. You can rule out a lot of stuff in a lot of areas so that you can really make the best use of your time looking at houses if you just take a day or two and just drive around. Feel the vibes, get an idea of the area, drive by the different streets, drive a lot of streets, as many as you can, kind of get a feeling like nothing can really replace that. I always recommend that even before you fly out here if you're going to come look at houses with me. And I can help you and give you suggestions on exactly where to go. But that is like a really valuable thing to do.
Right. So I've been actually helping refer some people who are like, I've never been to the Big Island of Hawaii, but I want to come because the prices are so inexpensive. I'm going to live in HPP. I'm like, ho. I go, you might want to come and you might want to tour the neighborhoods first. So this definitely is happening where people are just like saying, I got to get off of mainland, and this looks like it's like the most affordable place I can live. I'm going to come. Don't do that. Come, please have her an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, and if you guys are like at a point where you really can't afford to fly out here right away, maybe like even like having some virtual tours on the houses that might help. But again, what's in this house is not what's out in that front yard. So you guys really need to see it. It's really rural, and a lot of these different lots are seriously like little jungles. And if you're looking for a cookie cutter neighborhood where every house is the same and it's all beautiful landscape and it's all the same, this isn't that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But some people don't want a cookie cutting neighborhood. That's what they want to do. So I say that there's a butt for every seat on this island.
Yeah.
So if you like those kinds of neighborhoods, there's different places that she can show you.
Yeah.
And also speaking of neighborhoods, so I promised you guys a little something. Amber and I and Eric and our friend Lance went out and had quite an adventure in East Hawaii today.
Yeah, it was a whole East Hawaii theme today for the 365 team over here.
So we actually, Eric threw a drone up in the air when he was filming a video about the most northern, eastern, southern, and western points of this island, and he discovered a black sand beach. So he said, come on, let's go out there and check it out. And the funny thing was, he's like, it's a mile walk from the road. I'm like, okay. It was
like closer to 2.
It was 2 something. And we got a very sunny, warm day here today.
Yeah.
So we were walking out there with the sun, and then we hit this huge black sand beach.
Oh my gosh, I was truly thinking in my head that it was going to be a lot smaller because, like, I've never heard of this beach, and I just feel like I would have heard of it. But it was huge, yeah, it was massive,
huge. But we found out though that it has an undertow that's pretty insane.
Yeah, we did not get in the water. Don't get in the water.
Right. So it's one of these things that you do, you get a chance to discover, because Puna itself is the size of Oahu, right? So you can be discovering this area for a very long time with all the coastlines and the coves and everything else. And so seeing this, we had to walk over some lava and then go down this road and to be alone on this huge beach. That's the reason people move to Hawaii, I think, sometimes too, to be absolutely alone in nature. And we did get our feet in the water, and it was just amazing just to be there.
The nature is powerful. And when we drove to basically, our little trailhead there, we were driving through where they carved out from the 2018 lava flow.
Yeah. When you say they, you mean like the lava flow.
The lava
Yeah.
flow, and they had to recarve road.
Yeah, so there's a river of where the lava dug in, and then 2 or 3 years after that happened, they had to wait for it to get cool enough to pour a brand new road on it, right? And so it is a geologic wonder of being able to drive over where, if you guys had seen the 2018 lava flow, that huge river of lava that was going 40 miles an hour, you can drive right through it, right around that whole area. And then you go for a little bit of walk, and then you're basically outside the flow area. So, so again, if you talk to somebody who's local and you're looking for a great place to go out for a walk or a trail or something like that, this one's been doing it. So.
Yeah. And I've got to say, the Puna coastline is pretty magical. It's a really, really special place. And it has changed dramatically, even in just the time that I've lived on this island, which is pretty cool. I mean, we were talking earlier today about, do you remember the hot ponds down here and this and that, which the lava flow covered up. But now there's now it's the place where we were today, because we were basically on the lava field. It's desolate, and thinking back, it was so lush down there everywhere. But then there's this gorgeous black sand beach that just nature created. Nobody there. I mean, we saw maybe a couple people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. So you get your house and you catch up a picnic, and you are out there discovering. We were talking about this too. We are the most remote island chain in the entire world, and this is one of the most remote island experiences right here in Puna.
Yeah.
So if you like being alone, or if you like having wide open spaces to explore and discover, and you get a chance to just get out there and do your thing every day, this is a pretty cool place.
It's a pretty special place.
Yeah. It just doesn't have sunsets like you do.
It doesn't.
You get your sunrise. So, okay. So, thank you very much for your fun today, and also giving the information about the tour.
Yeah.
But also, we're going to show you a little bit more about this house. And again, you can get a hold of Amber. I can give you guys the contact information below, so below, and also subscribe to our channel. And also, if you would like to join our Ohana, which gives you guys the monthly information about what we're doing with all the real estate stuff. And also I send out different little videos that are specific to Hawaii Island that you might find valuable. Subscribe as a Ohana member, and you'll get that. And also you'll get access to my free books, and you'll get the PDFs for those, and you can learn how to move to Hawaii Island. So with that, thank you, and we will see you next time.
Aloha.
Aloha.